Man, always something new out here. There's a tent being set up across the street. What are they doing? What are they doing over there? Alright, good morning everyone. Welcome to another one. ROG vlog. I'm like placing my phone on this railing, hoping that it doesn't fall off. It's a little windier today, so we'll see what happens. First off, let's just clear some things up. Somebody told me how to say "he who shall not be named's name." Ha. Am I saying this right? Ha. Var. Havar. Then there's the last name too, but we don't need to get into that. Shout out to Luc Berger for pointing that out, giving me the answer. You know, some of these questions can be answered. They're not all arbitrary philosophical questions. All right, so let's get into it. Today, I want to talk about discovery versus invention. And really, we're talking about terminology. Because with these discussions, I feel like terminology is like the thing that's going to, I don't know, get some concrete answers or get something out of this that's more than just, I don't know, talking forever. It's all gonna be talk unless we get some real hard facts laid down. In general, I think a lot of jugglers are used to saying that they invented a trick or they made up a trick, and that's fine. I get it. It works. It's easy to feel like that's what you're supposed to say because that's what everybody usually says. And in some cases that might be correct. That might actually be the right word. We'll get into that in a second. But in general, I think saying that you discovered a trick or you found a trick makes a little bit more sense. And there's a few other reasons why I like it a lot better as a term. Firstly, it gives the trick a little autonomy, you know, for something like when I balanced the club and threw the ball onto the club. It's I found that trick, you know, that trick already existed before I existed. And I like that, you know. Some people start juggling and they are finding all these tricks because they are new to juggling, but it turns out someone's already invented the under the leg. And that's totally fine. That's not taking anything away from that discovery. You still put in the effort and it's still new to you, and that's great. I think it's very important that you feel like you accomplished something while discovering a trick. The other reason I like discovery as a term is it's kind of more like a scientific discovery or breakthrough or something, you know. It's fun. Feels like you can, like, I don't know, get named after this scientific discovery. I don't know. There's something there. I just think it's funny. Also, it allows other jugglers to find the same trick without, I don't know, the implication of stealing, or it gives, like I said, it gives them a space. Oh geez, that's a loud truck. Sorry. Speaking of which, should I have better audio? Should I like put more effort into making this video higher quality? I'm using my phone, but I could be using my camera. What am I doing with my life over here? I know how to do this, right? Okay, but what I was saying is it gives jugglers the option to like discover something, still like feel like they did something, like they get that satisfaction of discovery. And I think that's really important when it comes to juggling. You know, it's a thing that I value is satisfaction when it comes to creating. And also it kind of it doesn't imply ownership. Saying that you discovered something doesn't mean that you own that trick. I feel like when you invent something, it's like, I invented it, I made up this trick, this is my trick now. And when you discover something, I don't know, it kind of gives some more room. I like that. I think that's a nice way to leave room for other jugglers to like give the trick some respect on its own, to give juggling respect on its own. All of these are things that are nice. Now, on a Toivonen had a great point. He had a nice little analogy that I really liked, where he said discovering juggling tricks is like juggling is this big forest. I'm not going to do this metaphor justice, so he'll have to say it himself in his own words. But what he was saying is juggling is this big forest, and to discover new tricks, you have to like hack away through the forest, you know, build the paths, clear away some pathways. Sorry for all of you who hate deforestation. This is just a metaphor. These aren't real trees that are getting cut down, so don't worry about that. But what he was saying is, it's like you're clearing out pathways, and you know, you clear these pathways, and then you find a nice little area to, you know, chill in, and you're like, oh, this is a cool spot. Look at all these cool tricks and movements around that I found, that I discovered. And you know, and the more you know, clear away in the forest, the more you find, the more there is. And sometimes other people are clearing their own pathway, and then your paths cross. You might have gotten to the same point going from different directions. It happens all the time. And it doesn't mean that either of you stole anything from either one of you. You know, it's just discovery. That place was there. Both of you just happened to find it at the same time. And this was the conversation about like trick theft and originality and all that kind of stuff, and coming up with your own tricks, and how it's not fun when somebody else just takes all the things that you've worked for. You know, you put so much work into clearing out this space in the forest, and then somebody comes in and goes, great, I'll just move in here. This is a nice spot to live. They didn't do any work. They just waltzed right in right behind you. You know, you did all the work. And they didn't even give you credit or rent. I guess it really is. I mean, it's not fun, you know, and it's not fun to put a lot of work into discovering something, and then you find out somebody's already discovered it and taken all the credit. That's kind of disappointing too. And I think that's where a lot of jugglers get defensive about inventing tricks, and they go, oh, no, but I thought of this before you, don't worry. Sure. This actually kind of reminds me of a metaphor that Mike Moray sent me. And that is, you know, sometimes you feel like you're the first person to do this dangerous trek onto the top of the mountain. You know, you're climbing up the mountain, and then you finally make it to the top, and you're so proud, and then you realize that there was a staircase on the other side. It happens. Love metaphors. Metaphors are helpful. Or when I was talking about applying tricks from like other disciplines, like taking tricks from baton twirling and applying them to clubs and saying that you discovered them. Somebody related that to Christopher Columbus, and I thought that was very funny. They were like, when he discovered America, he didn't discover anything. People were there. There was already people there. It was already a thing. He just, I don't know, showed it to people who didn't know about it. Obviously, stealing juggling tricks has a little less impact on the world, and there's, I don't know, less moral implications there. But we don't need to go into history. It's not my department, that's for sure. But what about instances where invention is the correct term? That, I think there are those places that word applies. Like, for instance, if you create a prop for a specific trick, that used to happen a lot back in the olden days. People really used to think of the trick. They would go, ooh, I have this beautiful vision of a trick, but I need to invent this prop. That seems like invention to me. You know, the trick couldn't exist unless you invent this prop. You didn't just stumble upon it. Well, let's talk about Luke Barrage. He's got the magnet balls. He invented that magnet ball prop. Such a cool prop, really interesting invention. He invented it. I'm pretty sure. I don't really know. He's got a bunch of videos on his magnet ball stuff. Really cool stuff. You should go watch it. But what I was saying is, he invented that prop, But then from inventing it, he discovered a whole world of juggling. I'm sure once he invented this prop, he didn't just go, oh, I already thought of all the tricks. I invented all the tricks already. I don't have to discover anything. I found it all. I already thought of it before. There's no discoveries, no surprises here. No, he researched, he found things that he didn't know could exist before this prop exists. Or what about, let's talk about Amaron. He invents all sorts of props. Every single one of those things that he does are inventions. And the tricks that he does with them are those inventions. If he does a trick with one of those that he didn't think of before he created that trick, I guess he discovered that trick with an invention that he made himself. That's something, right? Or didn't he make those magnet clubs? He invented the magnet clubs, and now other jugglers have access to them, and they're discovering new tricks with these magnet clubs. I guess they owe all the credit of invention and discovery to Amaron, obviously. Or in ML DeHaal's case, he added to the invention with his structure angle things. That's an invention of his own that he added to it. And then from that, he discovered more stuff. So you should just get this. I don't know, I guess the best thing to say is discovery in all cases. It's the most respectful for both juggling parties and for the juggling itself. But I'll probably just say whatever applies. So yeah, discovery. From now on, we're saying discovered tricks. I'm sure I'm gonna slip up all the time and say invented. But it's okay. Again, these are juggling conversations. Juggling's not that important.